The good news about this song is there's only 4 chords for you to master. You've got your C, your F, your G, and your A minor, okay? So remember, we are capo 2 in C form. So the first chord we're gonna work on is the C, all right? So what I want you to do is you take your 3rd finger, put it on the 5th string in the 3rd fret, all right? Just like that. And then you're gonna take your 2nd finger and put it on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then take your 1st finger and put it on the 2nd string in the 1st fret, just like this. That's your C. Now when you do this, you want to avoid strumming that big 6th string. So you can do this in a couple different ways. Number 1, with your pick, you start your strum on the 5th string. So when I come at it, I'm very, very careful to miss that 6th string. Another thing to do is to cover that 6th string with either your thumb or the tip of your 3rd finger. Now I kind of use a little bit of both, but I'm just touching the string with my thumb. And you notice you get a little bit of sound, but not very much. So when I'm strumming, that's what you're gonna hear. All right, the next chord we're gonna work on is the F chord, all right? So how I like to do this is I start with my pinky on the 1st string in the 3rd fret, all right? And then I build it up from there. So I'll take my 1st finger and put it on the 1st fret, 2nd string, just like that. I'll give you a second to get it there. And then you take your 2nd finger and put it on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. And then you're gonna take your 3rd finger and put it on the 4th string in the 3rd fret. So that is your chord, just like that. Now, again, when you're strumming this chord, you have to avoid a couple strings. You're going to want to start on the 4th string. So you're going to avoid the 5th and the 6th string with this strum. So you're just going to strum down. And again, you want to block with your thumb. So just touch it. Now, if you want to get real fancy, you can add the F in the bass in the 1st fret with your thumb. You can press down a little harder. So you've got that bass sound, still blocking the 5th string, and now you've got a fuller sounding chord. But you can do that either way. I don't want you to overextend yourself. If this is too much for you, just play those bottom 4 strings, and we can add that top one if you're feeling up for it. All right, so that's the first 2 chords. The next chord we're gonna throw in is the A minor, all right? So I don't know if you've heard this before. How we're gonna do that is I want you to leave your 1st finger in the 1st fret on the 2nd string. So just leave this finger right where it is and take the other 3 off, just like that. And then what I'm gonna have you do is take your 2nd finger and put it on the 4th string in the 2nd fret. Then take your 3rd finger and put it on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. And that, my friends, is your A minor chord, just like that. Now when we play an A minor chord, you have to think you've got to actually skip that big bass E string, so your 6th string, and you just have to play the bottom 5, just like that. Once again, you can use your thumb to block the bass string. Just touch it so you get that little sound. And then you can strum all strings and it sounds beautiful. You're gonna sound just like a pro. The last chord that I'm gonna have you play is the G chord. And I've been doing this a couple different ways on this tutorial. So I'm gonna show you both ways, all right? The first way we're gonna play the G, and this one honestly is the one that you can just stick with and call it yours. To do that, you're gonna take your 2nd finger and place it on the 6th string in the 3rd fret. Then you're gonna put your pinky all the way up to the 1st string in the same fret, so the 3rd fret. And then you're gonna take your 3rd finger and put it on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret. Now when we play this chord, you're gonna want to block the 5th string with the pad of your finger, your 2nd finger. So I've got the tippy tip of my finger on that string, and I'm just leaning it back slightly so that the pad is touching this next string. So now when I strum, I've got a nice, beautiful sounding chord. Now the other way to play this G chord would be to leave your pinky right where it is. So leave your 4th finger in the 3rd fret in the 1st string. Now this is a little bit of a stretch, so if you've got small hands, you might not want to attempt this. But basically you take your 3rd finger and you put it on the 6th string in the 3rd fret. So you're just playing with 2 fingers. Now you might say, guitar instructor, why would I want to play a G this way? It doesn't make any sense. Well, there's a really good reason for this. To add a little bit of color, sometimes I like to add my 1st finger on the 2nd string in the 1st fret, and it adds a nice suspend. So you go between these 2. Oh, it sounds like money. Sounds awesome. So those are the chords for this song. Looking forward to playing through some rhythm with you guys.